Welcome to 5 more tips for getting along with people in peace and harmony, and for keeping your family in one piece. Yes, I do. I like saying that because homonyms, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome to my channel. My name is Christina Joy. If we haven't met already, I make Christian lifestyle videos about God to help you learn about Jesus and grow in your faith. If that sounds like something you would be interested in, please hit the red subscribe button down below, like this video, and share this with a friend because that helps to grow this community. If you haven't watched part 1 of this video, feel free to watch part 1 before watching part 2. Otherwise, you can just stick with this video and watch it afterwards. So here's the 5 tips, but first I want to say that there's a song that I like to listen to, and it says, "You might have clean hands, but your tongue could be a knife." And I feel like that's so true and such a good reminder. So let's think about that while we go into the intro music. Okay, so if you're on this video, you probably want to know how to improve family harmony or how to just get along better with people in general. I mean, who doesn't? That would be wonderful to just get along with everybody in a perfect world, right? Romans 12:16-19 says in the ESV, "Live in harmony with one another. Do not be haughty, but associate with the lowly. Never be wise in your own sight. Repay no one evil for evil, but give thought to do what is honorable in the sight of all. If possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all." So this means to do everything in your power to live in peace with others. So that in mind, to live in peace with everyone, that brings us to tip number 1. And tip number 1 is to take a deep breath. Sometimes we just need to take a deep breath. This relaxes your body and helps you to think about what you're doing. So think about your actions before you're speaking or acting upon them. This relaxes your body and helps you to think about what you're doing before you say something that you might potentially regret saying. Proverbs 15:28 NLT says, "The heart of the godly thinks carefully before speaking, but the mouth of the wicked overflows with evil words." So let's think carefully before we're speaking. And one way to do this is by taking a deep breath, because it's like an intentional pause, and it stops you and just gets your mind focused on what you're about to say or what you're about to do so you don't react in anger. And that brings us to tip number 2, which is to be by yourself for a while. Take a break. To all my extroverts out there, it's okay to take a moment to regroup and just be by yourself for a while and to spend some time alone. Also, that's a great opportunity to pray or to spend some time with God, maybe reading your Bible or listening to some worship music. And in this way, you can be redeeming that time that you're spending by yourself and using it productively. It's a great time to pray and tell God what's on your mind and to recharge. Luke 5:15 NLT says, "But despite Jesus' instructions, the report of his power spread even faster. The vast crowds came to hear him and to preach and to be healed of their diseases. But Jesus often withdrew to the wilderness for prayer." Some versions say that he often went off by himself to be alone and to pray. So it's okay to go off, to be by yourself, and to just pray or just talk to Jesus about what's going on or how you're feeling or what's up in your life right now. It's okay to take a break and spend some time alone. We have another example of this in Mark 6:30-32, and this is in the NLT. And starting at verse 30, it says, "The apostles returned to Jesus from their ministry tour and told him all they had done and taught." Verse 31. "Then Jesus said, 'Let's go off by ourselves to a quiet place and rest a while.' He said this because there were so many people coming and going that Jesus and his disciples didn't even have time to eat." So it's okay to go on and take that time to rest, to regroup, to spend that time with God, and to pray and spend some time by yourself.
Hey, this is editing Christina here. She
completely forgot to do tip number 3. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of concerning that she can't count to 5. But that's beside the point. So tip number 3, and that's not to go to bed angry. It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to go to bed angry, and it's not okay to do bad things when you're angry. Ephesians 4:26 through 27 NLT says, "And don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you are still angry." Verse 27, "For anger gives a foothold to the devil." So what does this mean? This means that we need to be slow to anger and quick to forgive. So let's all work on being more forgiving, and let's practice some instant reconciliation and work on being gentle and kind with each other this week. And maybe work on counting to 5 while we're at it. Number 4, this is a simple one. It's going to be quick and easy, and that's to develop some sort of code word that you and your family know to use whenever you're having a bad day. So that could be simple, like saying, "I'm just having a bad day, just pickles." Develop a code word to notify your family that you're having some sort of a bad day and that you need some time to, have a little bit of space and to cool off a little bit. Number 5, when you are angry, don't raise your voice. So don't raise your voice. This is number 5. Proverbs 15 NLT says, "A gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare." So this is a great way to kind of deflect some of the conflict that's coming into your family. And that's to use gentleness and kindness, because those deflect the anger. But that anger fuels the temper, makes the temper flare. And Colossians 3 reminds us, starting at verse 12, "Since God chose you to be the holy people He loves, you must clothe yourself with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." Verse 13, "Make allowance for each other's faults and forgive anyone who offends you. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others." Verse 14, "Above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony." So by doing those things, by having tender-hearted mercy, kindness, love, humility, gentleness, and patience, and by making allowance for each other's faults, that's a great way to deflect anger and to deflect conflict within your family. Okay, so I know we had 5 tips, and it was originally planned to be 5, but I do have a bonus tip for you. So we have a tip number 6, and that's to not be prideful. I saw this quote, and it says, "Arguments drag out because one is too stubborn to forgive and the other is too proud to apologize." Also, James 4:6 NLT says, "And He gives grace generously. As the scriptures say, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble." When it says, "as the scriptures say," it's referring to Proverbs 3:34, just for reference. So, yeah. So God opposes the proud, but He gives grace to the humble. So this week, let's try to just put down our pride and instead put on that love, that tender-hearted mercy, that kindness, and the gentleness, and to be kind to others and gentle with our family. You've reached the end of this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you, hear your thoughts, or maybe a prayer request. I pray for those throughout the week. Also, feel free to share this with a friend. And I just want to give a reminder to everyone out there, you're not alone. There's people who are praying for you and people who love you. And a special thank you out to all the medical workers and the essential workers. We really need you, and we thank you for all your service and all the things that you provide and do for us. So thank you to you guys. Remember that you are not alone to deflect anger with a soft answer, because that turns away the wrath, and to have a blessed and beautiful week, my Christian brothers and sisters. Bye. Hang on a second. We got a little problem over here. Romans 12:16-19 ESV says live in harmony. Okay. Romans 12. No. Not like you just ran a mile. Come on. Like not hyperventilating. I said like in and out. Okay, I said that wrong. Okay, so yeah. Also, okay. Also, I forgot what I was gonna do. Say. Okay. Do. Okay. Lemon harmony.